You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Julia Wiegand. Over a dozen people were displaced following a fire Monday afternoon in Schuylkill County. Firefighters were dispatched to 420 Middle Street in Ashland just before 2:30 for a report of a house fire. Crews found flames coming from the rear of the home as the blaze was upgraded to a 3-alarm fire. Neighboring homes sustained severe damage from the fire as well. All who were home at the time made it out safely. However, one bystander was injured after being hit with a fire hose. 16 people were displaced altogether and being assisted by the American Red Cross. A state police fire marshal was investigating the cause of that blaze in Schuylkill County. Now over to Hazel Township, where an early morning blaze was said to be caused by careless smoking. Fire crews responded to the Mount Laurel Motel on Route 309 in Hazel Township around 6 this morning. The fire started in a single room, but nearly 10 other guests had to be evacuated. Firefighters were able to knock the fire down within an hour. No injuries were reported in that early morning fire in Hazel Township. As we reported to you yesterday, a U.S. District Judge ruled Governor Tom Wolf's pandemic restrictions were unconstitutional. Now, the Wolf administration plans to appeal that ruling. Judge William Stickman ruled that the restrictions requiring residents to stay at home, the limits placed on gatherings, and the closures of all non-essential businesses were unconstitutional. In the meantime, the Wolf administration's seeking delayed enforcement of the judge's decision during the appeal process. Residents in Hazel Township came out to voice their concerns last night over a proposed warehouse project in their neighborhood. Blue Cup Venture out of Delaware is looking to build at least 4 1 million square foot warehouses on land between Beaverbrook and Hazel Village. The firm presented plans at last night's supervisors meeting, seeking a zoning change from mining to industrial use. Nearly 100 people living in the area signed a petition over concerns of noise, pollution, and traffic. After hearing from the parties involved, supervisors voted 2-0 to table the zoning map amendment. They intend to review public comment and schedule a special meeting within the next few weeks. A Wilkes-Barre man faces charges for having inappropriate contact with a minor. 60-year-old Albert Mitchell is accused of molesting a 6-year-old girl earlier this year in both Kingston and Edwardsville. Though he admitted to police that he needs counseling, Mitchell claimed that the child initiated his actions on numerous occasions. He was charged by police with indecent assault and corruption of minors. He was arraigned and taken to Luzerne County Prison for lack of $20,000 bail. Another woman came forward claiming that a former Wilkes-Barre police officer sexually assaulted her while he was on duty. She's the 8th victim to allege that 55-year-old Robert Collins acted inappropriately while working for the city police department. The woman, identified as R.T. Doe, filed a civil lawsuit against Collins Friday, claiming he groped and touched her during a traffic stop back in September of 2018. Just days later, he allegedly tried to contact her on Facebook. The suit also includes details of other allegations from 5 women that accused Collins of forcing them to perform sexual acts on him in return for being, quote, let go. Collins currently awaits his trial on rape and other related charges. Just 7 weeks until November 3rd's general election, and Governor Tom Wolf's asking for improvements. The governor wants to ensure that voters receive mail-in ballots early and that counties have enough time to count ballots before Election Day. His recommendations include an earlier start to pre-canvassing, sending mail-in ballots 28 days before the election, and allowing ballots postmarked by Election Day and received by the Friday following. You can register to vote by October 19th and apply for mail-in or absentee ballots by October 27th, in person at your county election office, by mail-in paper forms, or online at votespa.com. Polling places will be available in all counties on Election Day from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. A Freeland area dental office went all out to provide its patients and staff with the highest standards in safety and health measures. Our Julie Stefanovich has more from the doctors at Della Croce Dental.
Throughout history, mankind has used innovation to overcome adversity, and that's just what Della Croce Dental in Freeland has done during the COVID-19 pandemic. The family-run business has been around since 1925, and now, in 2020, has worked diligently to exceed the minimally required health and safety guidelines to provide patients high-quality service during a health crisis like most generations have never seen before.
We're obviously one of the professions that were at higher risk because the nature of our dental practice is to we violate social distance. We're close to the patients, and we create an aerosol, which this is obviously a core problem is an aerosol problem.
Top-of-the-line equipment was installed to control the aerosols.
From the very beginning, we realized that if we were to be able to reopen safely, we would have to have a condition and an environment where we can control the aerosol and be able to sanitize the environment to hospital grade level, which was something that involved a lot of different companies and a lot of different products in order to make that happen. And it wasn't going to happen in a couple weeks. We knew it was going to be a number of months before it could all be in place.
Personal protective equipment has been in demand and is a big aspect in keeping the business operating.
We have chosen to do negative air in several of our rooms for the procedures that create the highest amount of aerosol, the highest amount of splatter. That allows us to make surgically clean air. Obviously, we have disposable gowns, we have scrub caps, shields. We're wearing 2 layers worth of masks, so an N95 mask with another mask over top of that, another surgical mask.
Other state-of-the-art equipment has also been implemented.
Happers, which is a full head covering with its own ventilation system. And you would see our hygiene team is utilizing those at this point.
Ultraviolet UVC lights are used to cleanse the rooms from top to bottom and everywhere in between.
Low spectrum ultraviolet light that disrupts the DNA and RNA in any of the bacteria or MRSA or any form of bacteria that reproduces. It doesn't allow it to be reproduced. And it thoroughly cleanses the area so you can be assured that you're walking into a pretty clean a very clean environment you can't hide from the light.
Della Croce Dental is located at 450 Washington Street in Freeland. For more information, you can visit their website or call 570-636-0660. In Freeland for Wyln News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Thanks, Julie. Coming up on Wyln News, details on this year's Pause for a Cause, plus Mohegan Sun Pocono versus Luzerne County again. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
My name is LJ. I'm 9 years old, and tomorrow's gonna be sunny. I hope you have an amazing day.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice,
everyday low prices,
plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazleton. Everything to make your house a home.
From the bottom of our hearts, the WYLN TV 35 family would like to say thank you to all essential workers for your service to our community and for keeping us safe.
Mark your calendars for the whole family. That includes your furry friends at home for the annual Pause for a Cause. WYLN's Phil Kaufman has the details.
SAFE, supporting autism in families everywhere, will be hosting the Pause for a Cause event this October.
I'm Eileen, I'm with SAFE, and we have our annual Pause for a Cause walk coming up. Usually we have one separate 5K, 10K race, and then we have our Pause for a Cause dog walk. This year, because of COVID and time constraints, we were able to combine the two, and we're going to have our Pause for a Cause 5K, 10Ks, and Family Friend Walk on Sunday, October 4th at Whitetail Preserve down in Sugarloaf. It is a family-friendly, dog-friendly, animal-friendly walk. We will have tricky trays and raffle baskets and food and vendors and craft vendors.
Just be aware that when headed to Whitetail Preserve, it is a Bloomsburg address that will appear on the GPS, but the actual location is in Sugarloaf. But aside walking with the family, there are many chances to win something to take home.
We'll have chances for a large 58-inch Roku TV and a wine refrigerator. We are very lucky this year to be collaborating with two great people. All One Foundations and Charities always backs us, so without their continued support, we might not be able to do this. And our premier sponsor this year is Mission Autism Clinics.
Please be aware of social distancing guidelines and bring a mask.
We will be adhering to all social distancing and mask rules. When you're out on the course running or walking it, you do not have to wear your mask. But when you're in anywhere by the raffle baskets or the food areas, just like anywhere else, we're asking everybody to wear their mask to keep everybody safe.
And if you're looking to help out, there are many ways that you can.
We can always use raffle baskets. Everybody loves a good tricky tray. Any high school, students or college students that need service hours, we would be glad to have you come down. We could use some help setting up the day before and breaking down the day after. Students can do water stations and things of that nature. If anybody wants to donate, all of our stuff is on our website at www.autismsafe.org. You could go on there and donate. You could sign up as a runner.
So come on out for October 4th. Bring yourself, bring the family, and bring the pets. It's fun for everyone. Reporting for WYLN News, I'm Philip Kaufman.
Thanks, Phil. No tickets for this Electric City stop on the campaign trail. The public won't be able to purchase a ticket for CNN's Town Hall Thursday with Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden. That includes the media. Instead, the network's selecting all 90 of the Democratic and independent attendees that'll drive in and park near the stage. The hour-long town hall will be moderated by Anderson Cooper and is set to kick off at 8 p.m. from the parking lot of PNC Field in Moosic. CNN plans to heed to Governor Tom Wolf's 250-person limit while following all health and safety guidelines. Those who took part in Monday's first test run on Luzerne County's new electronic voting system gave it high marks. This was the first of several public demonstrations the County Board of Elections will hold at the courthouse in Wilkes-Barre this week. Those who participated went through a pandemic-related health screening as well as a temperature and security check before entering the rotunda. As for November 3rd, the easy-to-use touchscreens will be wiped down after each resident casts their vote. Hand sanitizer will be available, social distancing will be practiced, and all voters must wear face masks. Voting system demos have a cap of 25 people at a time and will continue through this week. Mohegan Sun Poconos Plains Township Resort was granted a hearing in their appeal of the assessed county hotel tax. The issue revolves around whether hotels are required to pay the countywide 5% hotel tax on complimentary guest rooms, in which hotels allow guests to stay for free in hopes they'll spend money at the property in other ways. Mohegan Sun Pocono officials disagree with county administration, which maintains that hotel tax must be paid on complimentary guest rooms. The appeal states that Mohegan Sun should not be required. And the amount in dispute is $1.37 million. The hearing set for November 2nd, at which the county will have to prove why the appeal should not be granted. Coming up on Gilberton's News Choice, we talk flooding on this Trooper Talk Tuesday and Community and You. Plus, Giants hiring. Stay with us.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
CARES has immediate openings for life-sharing providers to mentor and provide care in their homes for an adult with intellectual disabilities.
Chris and I have known each other for 10 years, and it was suggested to us that we might want to try life sharing. We have done that, and it's worked well for us.
I like the experience life share gives me in the companionship.
If you would like to learn more, call CARES at 866-CARES-VIP.
There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet trap and sporting clay fields are professionally designed and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-455-4251 extension 1378 for more information. It's high school football time. Watch WYLN for all the local high school football action as we bring you the event, not just the highlights, like only WYLN can. Watch the game of the week right here on WYLN. We're your local network. For the best in local sports, watch WYLN TV 35. The event, not just the highlights.
Hello, and thank you for joining us here on Community and You for our Trooper Talk Tuesday. We're here with Trooper Anthony Petrosky of Troop N, and we are talking about flooding today. Now, we have seen some floods in the past in this area. One that always comes to recognition by most people is Agnes.
Absolutely.
I was taught in school about Agnes, and I've learned a lot about flooding and how to handle it. I've also just been wondering, how does one prepare themselves for a flooding situation if there's flash flood warnings? If I'm driving and I hear about flash flood warnings, what's the safest way to go about driving through a flash flood or through an actual flood happening?
Yeah, well, you know, number one, you have to plan your route. So if you know inclement weather is going to happen and you know there might be flooding and you know specific roads that do flood, even just in a quick rain shower, we have to avoid those areas. You know, you could go on PA 511. It's an app or a website, and it gives you current road conditions. It'll tell you if there's road hazards going on. So you can plan your route accordingly with that. Number two is people always think that they could drive through a flooded road. And, you know, we want people to get home safe. We want them to get home on time. But we don't want somebody to get stuck in a flooded road and then they have to be rescued or they can be hurt. We don't want that. So it's very simple. Just turn around and go a different way. Call 911, report that the road is flooded. I mean, not even during a rainstorm. Sometimes just if there's a sewer backup or a water pipe burst and a road gets flooded, I mean, you could really get stuck inside of your vehicle in a flooded road. We've seen it. We make sure everybody's safe. But again, it's something that could be avoided. So very easily plan your route. Check the weather, check the road maps, which PA 501 is current up-to-date road conditions. It's good for construction, it's good for weather-related incidents. It really is a good tool to have. And plan accordingly.
Okay. And now say you drive and then you do get home or you're already at home and a flash flood warning comes. how does one prepare themselves at home for those kind of situations, a big storm or anything like that?
Well, you always have to make sure you have enough supplies. And I think going through this pandemic, we're all realizing that we have to be prepared for things. So you want to make sure that you have enough supplies that'll get you through. You obviously want to make sure you have enough food, enough water in case you can't leave your house because of the weather. Things like that. You want to have batteries. You always want to have a phone charger. Not too many people have home phones these days. Most people just have cell phones, and a lot of times they're running on fumes. So have those phone chargers, and in case the power goes out, you got to have those portable phone chargers that will charge your battery without plugging it into an electrical outlet. Just little things like that to always be prepared.
Yeah, I know those.
Yeah.
So when you're out there, if there are flash flood warnings, if there's flooding, and even in situations where there's just flooding on the road, be safe, be aware. Don't risk getting your car stuck in the flood waters. It's not worth it. Turn around. And make sure you call somebody to contact, what was the number again?
It's PA 511. It's a website and an app for your phone or tablet. It's very simple to use, and it gives you current, up-to-date road conditions.
All right. So stay aware and tune into that app. And thank you once again. Thank you for talking with us.
My pleasure.
And thank you for joining us on this Community and You for Trooper Talk Tuesday here on WYLN.
Sacco Chiropractic, East Broad Street in Hazleton has the health care you've been waiting for. Whether it's a chronic issue or something new, Sacco Chiropractic has the most up-to-date techniques and therapies to help with any ailment. From his days of playing football with the Cougars and then in college, Dr. Scott Sacco has an elite understanding of sports injuries and how to correct them. Whether you are an athlete, a weekend warrior, or a grandmother, we can help with multiple issues. Call today to see why relief is super, man. 570-497-4150.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
Takeout Tuesday is back. WYLN TV has relaunched its awesome online promotion, Takeout Tuesday, where we will spotlight local restaurants each week on the Takeout Tuesday Facebook banner. Go to the WYLN News and the Wine Hops and Road Stops Facebook pages to see how you can enter to win $25 gift certificates to the restaurants of the week. It's Takeout Tuesday on WYLN. Looking for information on the coronavirus pandemic? Make sure it's from a reliable source. Go to WYLNTV.com and click on the Lehigh Valley Health Network banner for the real facts about the coronavirus pandemic. And watch WYLN News live at 5:30 for updates on this ongoing crisis. The source matters now more than ever. WYLN, we're your local network.
With the continued demand at grocery stores during the pandemic, especially as we enter the holiday season, the Giant Company plans to hire on 4,000 members to join their team. The chain's massive hiring plan includes part and full-time positions all across its footprint. Positions will also be available at its Carlisle Distribution Center, as well as the Giant Direct facilities in both Camp Hill and Lancaster. So far this year, Giant hired nearly 7,000 temporary and part-time team members throughout its Giant Martin's, Giant Direct, Martin's Direct, and Giant Heirloom market chains. Those interested can apply online or speak with any Giant or Martin's store manager. If you're a fan of sweet treats, you'll have to wait until Easter for a peep at their new creations. Just Born Quality Confections, creator of the popular marshmallow sweets Peeps, said they won't be producing for Halloween, Christmas, or even Valentine's Day next year in order to prepare for next Easter. Production at the Bethlehem-based company was suspended in the spring due to COVID-19, with limited production resuming in May. Due to the time lapse, the company made the decision to focus on their biggest day of the year, Easter. Just Born said you can expect to see its other seasonal confections back on store shelves by Halloween of 2021. Our Wyln sports crew's gearing up for game number 2 of the 2020 high school football season. We kick off with some live Cougar Wolfpack action this Friday, September 18th, when we travel up the river for the Hazleton-Wilkes-Barre matchup. Mark your calendars for your Friday night fill of Marty Burns, Joe DeMelfi, and our Wyln sports crew, bringing you the event, not just the highlights. No Friday night plans? No problem. Got some? Well, cancel them. Instead, tune in for your weekly dose of Friday night football and all the live local action right here on Wyln TV. That's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page or WYLNTV.com, where you can also find LVHN's real facts about COVID-19. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on Wyln TV.
Hi, I had a very minor